All right, all praises to Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Once again, we out here on the highways and byways to preach the truth for the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI. Tell our people to wake up to their nationality before destruction come, all right? Because that's what's coming, destruction. Destruction is coming to America, all right? And a whole lot of things, more things are going to be revealed in these last days, man, all right? Especially on what this government has prepared for you, you so-called U.S. citizens and you tribes, man. Because the white man got a thing called the Georgia Guidestones. The majority of that number that he want to kill off is blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's his enemy. The white man look at us as his fucking enemy. All right. That's who the white man look at us as. You know, we're not his friend. All right. Because you got a lot of you niggas that think this white man thinks he's cool with you, man. You think that the white man loves you. You think that the white man is your friend. You think the white man thinks you're his friend, all right? And that's totally off. That's not true. Because if the white man thought you was his friend, he wouldn't have your ass in the fucking ghetto, man. He wouldn't have 70% of you fucking broke, man, and in poverty. All right? And the number could be bigger than that, but I'm just putting a number out there, man. This white man don't give a shit about you. He wanna kill your ass, man. All right? And he secretly kills you, all right? Through the food, through the air, through the water, all right? Through the drugs in the community, man. Should he kill you with these fucking false ass groups, these Hebrew Israelite groups set up, man. Here it is. They have a way some of you niggas, you get out the trap of a church, and here the white man got another trap. If you find out you're an Israelite, you get trapped with Yahana, or you get trapped with Nate Satan, or you get trapped with Bubble Eyes, you know? Those ain't nothing but traps, man. Straight up bear traps, all right? So what we're gonna get into, I wanted to get into, we're gonna talk about the slave ships, all right? Because that's something that because somebody's asked me the other day, are we gonna be able to put these so-called white people on slave ships, man? Are we gonna put the so-called white man in slave ships, the Edomites? I told him, hell yeah, we are, man. Through the spirit of Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI. And Lord willing, it be us if we be all the elect. But the shit our people had to go through on those slave ships, man, it's really not even pushed hardly into society, man. The true things they have to go through. The only movie I seen close to what they had to suffer on those slave ships was Amistad, man. And I rented that a few days ago. I remember seeing it in school, like they have it on Black History and shit. You know, they tell you, watch this for Black History so you can know your history. But they didn't tell you that the fact that those people were Israelites, all right? And that it's documented in the Bible why they went on slave ships, all right? So, what was they doing on this ship? They were shitting on themselves, pissing on themselves. They was packed together. They had them eating oats and molasses. All right, we'll cut up. They had cut up sea turtle in the fucking oatmeal. All right, they had all types of they had vegetables in it. All right, to try to keep the slaves healthy. They tried to keep them healthy until the auction blocks. All right, until they got on land, so they could be healthy, so they could be presentable. All right, so. Get my cell phone. Got the article on my cell phone. Bear with me for a minute.
Yeah, because man, one important thing is we've let go of the concept of what happened to us in history. Well, not the concept we let go of the idea of we let go of what happened to us in history. Nah, that's not the word I was looking for either. But you know, this happened to us, and the Lord gonna give us revenge for this thing, for what this white man did to us.
All right, this is from a website. It's a historical website. It's called The Conditions of the Slave Ships, the slave trade. It says how the slaves were packed. There are two ways for the captains to load their boats with slaves. So you could call this, we're going deep into the slave ships, all right? More deep into the slave ships. It says one system is called loose packing to deliver slaves. So they was treating us like what? Like fucking cargo merchandise. It's called loose packing to deliver slaves. Under that system, captains transported fewer slaves than their ships could carry in order to reduce the disease and deaths among them. The other system is the coolest one, and it's called tight packing. This system was based on the fact that more slaves they had, the more profit they could make. They carried as many slaves as their ship could carry, and often more in the ship's hold. The slaves were chained ankle to wrist with barely any place to move. And they showed that on their movie Amistad, man. They showed that on their movie Amistad. Before that rebellion took place, they showed them how they was packed on those slave ships. And that shit was horrible, man. It was inhumane, man. And they had them in there butt-ass naked. They stripped them of all their garments, all right? Because they didn't have just one fucking garment on their fucking nuts, man, all right? Or you had the women where they had just one garment on their genital area, and it was topless, man. Our people were wearing clothes. They was parting their clothes, taking their clothes, all right? Because their clothes had value, all right? Matter of fact, give me Joel 3.
And to prove that fact, even when we was in slavery under the Greeks, we had wealth because they found some of the Israelites corpses in there was this documentary they did on Netflix called Papain, and the corpses of the Israelites that were there, that were servants. They risked and their foreheads were stained with traces of gold and jewels. So to let you know that they had wealth. And then when they did the study on their bones and everything, they ate just as healthy a diet as the rich people did.
And the majority of the people in Pompeii, the ones that were well off, I mean, some of them that was well off was Israelites also. They had servants. Because our people, just like today, you got some that's rich, you got a lot of them that's poor. But the ones that was rich, they had gold, they had silver, they had precious stones, and their servants was dressed well too. Just like you had Solomon, his door servants, his doorkeepers were dressed well, like they were kings. Because you had Queen Sheba speaking to one of the doorkeepers as if that was King Solomon himself. And it wasn't King Solomon, it was just a doorkeeper, all right? But they stripped them of all their wealth, man. The Lord totally brought our people down, all right? They wasn't living in fucking huts. They have actual structures and shit, man. They weren't living like them other Hamites. Them other Hamites was jealous of our people, man, on the west coast of Africa, all right? Our people are exceeding everything, all right? So it was profitable for them to bring down those people and then to steal their gold, all right? Steal their gold, sell them for guns and wine and all types of material, you know, material wealth, you know. You got Joel? Go ahead.
Joel
Yeah.
3:1. Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Give me
Verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver and gold, and my gold, and carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
See, hey, read that over again. You got taken my gold and my silver.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Yeah, because you had them Hamites. Not only did you have the African slave trade, you had the Arab slave trade. All right? They were stripping those people of their wealth, all right? And putting them in slavery, all right? Just like you had Christopher Colon and Nina and the Santa Maria, those boats, the other boat, it started with a P. It came over here and found that the people were living with gold and all types of precious metals, all right? Precious things. So they stripped them of that wealth and put them in slavery, all right? That's one thing history don't tell you. History don't tell you that the slaves, they were wealthy. The slaves were wealthy before they became enslaved, man. Go ahead. You even had dude, what's his name? Jamon. That guy from the West Africa. He told I believe it was a so-called white man, that they treated him. My people treated me as a prince. My people treated me as a prince I was a prince among my people. Because literally he was a prince, man. Our people were in wealth, man. They weren't no naked ass Negroes, man. Living in huts. You know? They was going off worshiping other gods. But that's the reason why the Lord brought our people down. Because they was worshiping other gods and not remembering the Lord their power, man. And they were speaking Hebrew. They weren't speaking no fucking African mumbo jumbo, man. Go ahead. Hamite mumbo jumbo.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
Yeah, remove them where? Move them to North America, South America, to the islands. Go ahead.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Savior.
Oh, that's gonna happen to the kingdom in the kingdom of heaven. So that's the answer right there, man. Are we gonna sell the so-called white man? Are we gonna sell the so-called white man like he sold us in slavery? Hell yeah, we are. But we're gonna do it double time as worse, man. We're gonna do it greatly compared to the way he did it to us, man. We don't be taking this motherfucker up in space and selling his ass to people that's on another planet, man. Other Israelites, all right? We gonna galactically travel this motherfucker to other places, man. Not just on the planet Earth, but we're gonna be taking this motherfucker to space, man. On ships, all right? And their ass is gonna be chained. chained up. But we ain't gonna have you butt naked and shit, man. Sitting up there stripping the Israelites of all their clothes and their wealth, bringing them on the ship, splashing water on them. Remember Amistad? Splashing water on them, you know, having them in chains, you know. The hell prepared for the so-called white man is gonna be worse than what we went through, man. Go ahead.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have he sold unto the Grecians, that he might remove them from far from their border. Yo, I will
Hey,
raise...
you got the so-called white man got it in the way where these niggas, instead of thinking about their homeland where their borders are, the land of Israel, they thinking that their land is fucking Africa, man. Because not only, all the slaves weren't taken just from the west coast of Africa. You had slaves taken from Spain. You had slaves taken from over there in the Middle East. All right, in some of them Arab countries. But here you got a way, that's why you got these niggas like Polite and Saad Nussetti, Saad Duty Seti, whatever the fuck his name is, that them bunch of niggas talking about go back to Africa. Africa is the best piece of land on the earth. The Lord made Africa, all right? Which is not called Africa in the scriptures. The real name for so-called Africa is Cum, all right? Which means hot land or whatever, you know? Named after Ham, all right? So, all them people that live in Africa, the so-called Africans, they're children of Ham, man. And you had Israelites that was mixed in between them, and they was taken for that slave ship, man. Taken for those slave ships and put in slavery. And the majority, a lot of them that didn't go as slaves to the Americas, the Africans kept as slaves for themselves, man. Because the Africans was into slavery too, all right? Just like the Philistines. The Philistines had Israel in captivity in the book of Judges. That's why you had great men rise up, such as Gideon, I believe. You had other Israelites that rose up and delivered their people. Because our people was always in captivity, man. Go ahead.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them.
But what made this slavery so special was the fact that we got put on slave ships. That never happened to any nation upon the face of the earth but the Israelites. All right? When you read in the history about the Israelites being in slavery, they didn't go on slave ships to another land. All right? Other than when it's talking about us coming to America. No other nation went through that but us. So you do the math, man. You do the comparisons. We must be the Israelites. The blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
Though I will raise them out of the place where ye have sold them, and will return you.
The Lord will raise us up out of the place that He sold us, man. The Lord had us come here and sold so we can be delivered about this place. Something you niggas don't want to do. Some of you Latinos don't want to do. You don't want to be delivered out this place. You want to continue to be in this place, man. You want to grow old in this bitch. You want to see your children and your children's children grow old in this place. You want to continue to be slaves. Right now, you're dead slaves already. But what's the slavery the white man got for your ass next, man? He got this chip, that RFID chip, the positive ID chip, as your next movement to slavery, man. All right, that's your next great movement to slavery, this RFID chip. He said, why put these motherfuckers back in chains? Why put them back in chains when we can just put an implantable device in them that can read their every move, read their health. They even got it where these RFID chips can check your weight, know how much food you eat, know when you're sleeping, know what's going on, what's wrong with your body, when you don't know what's wrong with your body. You got it where you can go to the movies. You can go to the movies and go right through the doors of the movies, go sit down and see a movie without even having to see a fucking clerk or some shit, man. This white man is the devil, all right?
That's letting you know that he's gonna be taking away jobs.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna be taking away jobs because that's a job being taken away. A door clerk. You're gonna have where you can walk in the hospital. You can walk in the hospital, and you don't even have to. You don't even have to go. You know, when you walk in the hospital, you gotta sit in the lobby. Then you gotta go see somebody. Then you gotta sit back in the lobby. Then you gotta go see somebody else. You're gonna have it where you can bypass all of that. So all of them gonna be out of job.
Yeah.
You know, which letting you know that he's trying to put us back into slavery. To build back up America, but the Lord ain't having it this time, man. And a lot of you niggas gonna die this time. You just gonna die. Horrible. The Lord got a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Prepare for you niggas that don't want to get right.
Yep. Yep. So it says on here, it says the sanitary, and this is the hygiene paragraph. It says, in worst case, the captains did not provide any kind of hygiene. In other boats, the captains placed buckets for the slaves' excrements, but there was never one bucket per slave. It was never one bucket per slave. That means they had the slaves shitting in one bucket, man. How nasty is that, man? So it says, slaves who were close to the buckets used it, and if those who were further away all right. And those who were farther away often tumbled and fell on others who were trying to reach it. Severely hindered by the shackles that were tightly secured around their ankles, most slaves preferred to ease themselves where they were rather than to bruise themselves in the process of trying to reach it. So they're shitting and pissing on themselves. All thanks to you by the fucking white man. And a lot of you niggas don't think that the so-called white man, he gonna be using the same type of tactics in them concentration camps, man. He gonna be having your ass, he gonna have a room. He doing it in the fucking prisons, man. Here it is, this motherfucker, he'll put 4 niggas in a one jail cell, man. 4 niggas in a jail cell. You have a bunk on the wall right here, bunk right here, bunk right there, bunk right there, and there's one fucking toilet. One fucking toilet, man, and a sink. And you telling me all these motherfuckers supposed to use that? Mm-hmm. And that's supposed to be safe?
Yep. And to show you how much of a faggot this cracker is, man. To show you how much of a faggot this devil is. This devil, I have you all had a toilet sitting out in the open, so when you go to use the bathroom, everybody can see your privates. That's how much a faggot this devil is, man. This devil, man. This devil is trying to first of all, he only oppress us. Then when he send a man to prison, he try to make him into homosexual. Because a man that had been in the prison for 10 years and ain't been with a woman, you know, if he weak in his mind, he gonna start looking at this dude trying to go to the toilet and he gonna get aroused. if he weak in his mind, you know. Then this is what happened. This man eventually somebody get raped. So and you know what they talking about all this stuff about we're gonna fix things and America's gonna make things right, but you ain't done nothing about Jake getting raped in the prison system. Talking about this prison, you're not supposed to like it. You're not supposed to have to get raped up the ass either. But you know, this cracker, this devil, man, loves homosexuality. You know, he probably get a kick out of that, man. Guys getting raped in the pen. You know, they do all kind of stories on it. But none of the stories are telling you what they're doing to change that. Maximum security. Where's the security? They focus all their efforts on keeping somebody from escaping, but they don't do anything to keep this man from losing his manhood. His punishment is to go to jail and sit in jail, not to get raped up the ass.
That's why you got the word called penitentiary. Pent means to basically what's the word? Basically to basically is to realize you're wrong and basically not do it again. You know, repent. Penitentiary. All right, that place is basically to set for them to dwell upon what they did was wrong. All right, and to not do it again and come up out that motherfucker, man. But the white man is righteous, right? All right. So it says also some of the sailors would be ordered to go below deck to wash the slaves briefly. And you know what they were talking about washing? They're just talking about throwing a fucking bucket on them, man. A bucket of water. All right? It says, although the crew avoided the slaves, they would call a woman on deck to satisfy their desires. They called a woman, they called an Israelite woman, all right, Judite woman. They was even fucking the Lad tribes and the Indian tribes, all right, so-called Indian tribe. That's another thing they showed in the 1492 movie. The chief of the Arawak tribe Indians, Arawak Indian tribe, he said, what you coming back for? You just want our gold and our women, remember? Mm-hmm. Our gold and our women. Because the white man know our women look better than his, man. Our women look better than any woman on the face of the planet, basically, man. Yeah. But in this fucking kingdom, they don't, man. They, you know, you got some fine ones out there, but the majority of our women, man, they don't have no fucking glory, man.
They ain't working.
Right. It says, they often will call a woman on deck to satisfy their desires. Oh, we're going to be doing that to the white woman. We're going to be fulfilling our desires, all right, with the white woman. And the white woman, she going to love fulfilling our desires. They already like fulfilling our desires now, all right? That so-called white woman, all right? It says they will call a woman on deck to satisfy their desires. When weather conditions were bad, the conditions of the quarters dramatically worsened. The slaves' holding quarters were so hot and humid that the floor of the rooms was covered with layers of filth during most of the voyage. The floor was filthy. Oh, to show you that we went on those slave ships, give me Deuteronomy 28:68. You want to start at 65.
Right there.
And read to 68.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Oh, well, the sole of our foot don't have rest in this motherfucker, man. You actually got jakes that work 15 to 16 hours a day, man.
Yeah.
And in the rest of the hours, they trying to eat, all right? Trying to so-called eat, right? No, let me say that. One, they ain't trying to eat right because they eating a bunch of bullshit, right? But they trying to eat, they trying to sleep, all right? Eat and sleep. And they probably getting fucking 3 hours of sleep, man. Go ahead, bro.
And you know what? I was just thinking about, man. I'm dealing with this chick. This chick got 4 jobs, man. 4 jobs. And when I started laughing, like, are you serious? She said, yeah, I'm serious. 4 jobs, man. It says,
She said, I get my money.
It said, among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
Yeah, here it is. You have been working fucking 2 weeks, and you get a paycheck, and your paycheck is only enough to pay your fucking bills, man. Pay some of your bills, not all your bills. Some of them. And you supposed to be happy and content in this motherfucker. And you gotta pay taxes. The fucking government takes money from you before you even get your check. They get first dibs on your check before you even get it, man. And you tell me this white man's righteous?
You pay for a car, you gotta pay insurance, and then you gotta, man, I gotta go tomorrow and pay $250 for a sticker to put on my fucking license plate.
Oh yeah.
For a fucking sticker.
Yeah.
$250 fucking dollars for a sticker. But I'm supposed to be excited. I'm supposed to want this place to come back. I'm supposed to want the economy to get fixed in this place. You niggas gotta be out of your damn minds.
And they forcing you. Yeah. This fucking white man, he forces you to submit to his fucking antics, man. Mm-hmm. This fucking devil. That's how we gonna force his ass to submit to us in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna fuck this devil up in the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna have our way with him and his fucking woman and his kids. We're gonna fuck them up. Right. All right. We're gonna bash their skulls. We're gonna laugh. All right. We're gonna impale this motherfucker, man. We're gonna hang them on trees. Oh, the scriptures tell you that in the law, it's a law about hanging people on trees. You're not supposed to hang them for a certain amount of days. I think it's like you're not supposed to hang them more than 2 days, I believe. Matter of fact, we're gonna go into that law. But we're gonna have our way with this white man.
Yeah.
We gonna torture his ass, man.
Yeah. I was thinking about how they do on the red carpet. When you go to a red carpet event, I'm gonna be throwing parties and I'm gonna have a bunch of Edomites. And we're gonna walk across their backs to the party. Yeah. Strapped to the ground, stomach, belly first, man. We're gonna walk on their backs. Yeah. My guest feet not gonna touch the ground, man. When they get up, when they pull up, they're gonna walk on fresh, warm Edomites. Yeah. And we're looking forward to this place going down. You damn right we're looking forward to this place going down. We're not looking to integrate into this society, man. Like these little young niggas that don't have no damn mind. We're supposed to be looking for the Lord to come back, man. Yeah. We was hoping for the Lord to come back. hastening the day, man. These niggas don't want the Lord to come back. They're having too much fun being evil. That's why the Lord jacked us up. That's why the Lord finna get ready and jack us up now. That's why the Lord is finna jack these niggas up. And there ain't gonna be no repentance in that day, man. The number's gonna be sealed. There ain't gonna be no, Lord, I'm gonna turn right, I'm gonna get right, Lord. Ain't gonna be none of that going on, man. It's just gonna be your ass in a sling, man.
At the wall.
And we come out here trying to tell these niggas to get right, the Lord is coming with vengeance. But they don't have nothing better to do with their life but run around and act stupid. Like a bunch of animals. It says, thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Yeah, you got a lot of niggas in this place that that don't even know if they're gonna live the next day, man. That's how bad it is, man. You go to sleep in this motherfucker, you don't know if you're gonna wake up again, man. Yeah. And that's a good thing, not to wake up in this motherfucker again, man. You know? But a lot of these jobs is fucking dangerous as hell, man. You got Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that go to these jobs thinking they're gonna die that day, man. Alright? They gonna die on the job. Cause these fucking jobs is dangerous, alright? It could take your fucking life, alright?
And just because you're speaking of Salakia, brother, my uncle, he worked at the steel mill, and he said they had a contract to rebuild the furnace up at the steel mill because the furnace was going bad. Yeah. Well, the contract was canceled because this wicked devil is cheap. He gonna run. He said they're gonna do it like they did last time. He gonna run the furnace until it blow up. When the furnace blow up and it's destroyed, then they're gonna fix it. That's how wicked this devil is, man. So now you got a bunch of Jakes working on that furnace, and if that furnace blow up, if they died, who cares? Instead of going ahead and fixing the furnace like they supposed to. Here you in a 5-story furnace that could explode any minute. And you may be on the top level, and you may be on the 5th or 6th level, and the 2nd level start exploding. So now you got to run down through fire. Like the brother was saying, these jobs, these people get down these jobs all the time. I used to work out there, and they said it was a chemical that was in the air that if you take 2 breaths of it, it'll kill you. Yep. And the only way we know that the chemical is present in the air is if a guy is close around you is wearing a monitor and it starts beeping. But it takes more than 2 seconds to put a respirator on. You know?
And another thing, a lot of these fucking jobs, they're really not paying you the wage they should be paying you, man. If you making so-called making $60,000 a year, $100,000, that's not really fucking enough for what you're doing, man. You know? And the majority, and the motherfuckers that's making like, you know, you got the CEO of NIPSCO, Robert Skaggs, right? He's on the fucking 500, Fortune 500. This motherfucker, he making, I think he's making like $3.1 million per year. Just being a fucking CEO or some shit. This cracker motherfucker, man. And I found out another thing. The reason you had a spike in people that use NIPSCO in-source from 2008 to 2010 is because they was taking that extra money that they was getting from your ass and they was paying their top executives extra money. They pay went up by 33%, man. So all you motherfuckers that was saying, oh man, why my damn NIPSCO bill so high? Because some motherfuckers that was the executives of the fucking NIPSCO in-source, they was lining their pockets, man. They was getting their pockets fat. I mean, mean, fat.
Pockets fat.
You know,
Pockets fat.
pockets fat. You know, the fucking white man. You know, and this motherfucker, they supply power to majority of the Midwest, man. All right, and this fucking devil, man. Here it is. He got this motherfucker will cut you off, man, in the dead of winter, man, if you don't pay your fucking bill, man. And you got kids and everything, man. You even got old fucking people on machines. They have machines, you know, and they can't live without the machine going, and they'll cut your fucking ass off. They cut you off, man. If you don't pay it or get some kind of energy assistance, which they have a limited energy supply anyway, man. Limited energy assistance, all right, because of this economy, all right. That money ain't there no more, all right. So who's reading from?
That says, and thou shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would God were even, and in the evening thou shalt say, would God it were morning. Yep. For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Oh, select. And the Lord shall bring thee to Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more.
This place is Egypt, and we was brought here on cargo slave ships. All right? That proves we the people. We got brought on slave ships as a people. All right? To the Americans. All right? So, onto this next paragraph right here. It says death. Which you had in the curses, the Israelites that was wishing they could, they was uncertain of their life. Mm-hmm. All right. Suicide attempts occur daily in painfully cruel ways. Slaves try jumping overboard and ever ask others to strangle them. One of the most common ways to avoid the punishment on the journey was to avoid eating. Starvation suicide attempts became so common that a device was introduced to forcibly open the mouths of slaves who refused to eat. Slaves believe, what's that device? It's this like collar thing they would put around their mouths to have their mouth open. All right? I don't have no picture of it, but I've seen it before. It says slaves believe that their death will return them to their homeland. We're just talking about basically heaven, all right? Matter of fact, give me give me Ecclesiastes 12:7. And that's not no Hamite way of thinking, man. That's an Israelite way of thinking. Because those fucking Hamites, they worship other gods. When you worship Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI, the Lord tell you when your body return to dust, you return back to where the spirit came from, man. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 12:7. It shall dust return to the earth as it was. The spirit shall return to God who gave it.
Yeah. And that's a far much better place, man, than being in this place. That's what the slaves was thinking, man. Just being in this hell. You know? It says, their death will return them to their homeland and to their friends and relatives, and prevent slaves from killing themselves. Sailors began chopping the hands off of corpses, and implying that when they died, they would return to their homes headless. You hear that? keep them from killing themselves, from committing suicide, they would chop off the head